I told them one of those things is gonna happen, and one of them is gonna happen, it's either gonna sell or it's not. First one sells, other two don't. This is the action we need to take. So I've already set them up with that. I've never had anybody challenge me, well, you told me, because I never do. I never tell them what's supposed to. They tell me what they think it's gonna sell for. And in which case, sometimes I'll be like, you know, depending what number they give me. Sometimes I'll be like, yep, let's go. And then I tell them to sell their expectations. So as long as you follow that with that, you're never wrong. Because you never told them that this was definitely going to sell at this number. You follow me?
How far difference would you go based on what your idea of a realistic price, a selling price?
Case by case basis, I couldn't answer that, honestly.
In other words, in that scenario, say that scenario was 215.
Depends on the neighborhood, depends on the seller, depends on, you know, time of year, depends on so many things. There's too many things to depend on.
Yeah, there's always other houses on the market that
Yeah,
are
it's just-
comparable that somebody has.
Well, I understand
more
that.
or
No,
less.
I understand. I mean, if you're doing if you're looking at a property right now, you're going for a listing right now, and you realize that the realistic selling price is 215, and this buyer back there just wants to come in at 235. Are you gonna try to persuade them to come
Sure.
down?
So, you know, you go through the comparables. Mr. Seller, you know, this property sold is just like yours, right? You would agree to that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what makes your property more valuable than this one here? Besides emotional value, and I'll say that to them, besides emotional value. Because they have emotional value because it's their house,
Right.
right? So besides emotional value, a buyer comes in, why would they pay more for your house? And then whatever they say. You could also say another way and say, okay, Mr. Seller, you're a buyer. Because most of the time they are. When we go out and look at houses in this development, and this house is priced here, and this house is priced here, which one are you gonna look at first? Which one are you gonna consider more? If they were basically the same. And we'll consider the lower one. Okay, why? Because it's a lower price. Well, don't you think the other buyer's gonna feel the same as they do? About your house? So when they come into that, you gotta make them see that there's, a lot of homeowners have emotional value. That's what they build up. My house is worth more because my house is the best on the block. It's the brightest, I have the best stuff, you know, they have pink carpets, and, you know, whatever. But they do that, that's emotional value. And I'll point that out. Don't you feel that maybe your house is worth a little bit more money because you've lived here 20 years? And you have a lot of memories here, so forth and so on? But let's be realistic, when a buyer comes in, they don't have any memories here. They're looking at all the houses in the building. So if your house is at 235 and this one's at 215, which one do you think they're gonna choose? Well, you know, they're gonna choose that one. Well, so, okay, so are you looking to list your property, or are you looking to sell it? What are you looking to do? Well, what do you mean? Well, are you looking to just open the door and let anybody come in and just walk through it and everything else and walk back out and go by the other one? Or do you actually want to get a contract on? So you try to persuade them down that way. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Again, that's the position that, all right, well, I gotta make a decision at that point. I gotta make a pretty quick one. Whether I'm gonna say, not worth my time, worth my time. Do I get bamboozled sometimes with this? They answer all the questions and they answer them, and then all of a sudden I get to the house and they're different? Sure, happens, it's humans. You know, well, you know, I met with Joe Smith and he said he can get me $40,000 more. Well, you know what, you should go hire Joe Smith.
Amen.
By the way, did you really look to see if he actually sold any of those houses that he said he's gonna list? Really? What are you selling for? How long have they been on the market? Wow, they must have been on the market a long time. Creating doubt, creating doubt, creating doubt. You know what I'm saying? So, again, there's a lot of variables go into that scenario. And sometimes you have to fight them, sometimes you don't. But if I know going in that they are okay listing at 225, most likely I'm going to get somewhere around 225. And I'm going there because I am okay listing it at 225.
Okay, you, based on your research, you
Correct.
feel comfortable with it.
So if I know it'll sell, if they want 225 and I know it'll sell for 215, 220, I'll take it 225, take it 229. Why not? If they come in and, if they told me 225 and all of a sudden they want 250, okay, well, let's have a conversation about this now. Well, you told me 225, didn't you? You did have a 225, I wrote it down right here. You see it? Call them out on it. You know, and if they keep fighting you, I do the buyer thing, turn yourself into a buyer, so forth and so on. If that doesn't work, then you have a decision to make. Now, Mr. Seller, you know, you told me 225, I can't sell for 250, I'm sorry. Any other questions?
Do you ever get into a situation where you have have to be a little bit flexible because you have a transitory or a changing environment? I guess this is gonna come up more in Atlantic City, but I've seen some sections in Egg Harbor Township where the homes are really pretty beat up. But then you go in about 6 weeks later, and you have one house completely rehabbed, the other's underway, and you're looking at trash here in the corner, and the person selling the trash is saying, hey, you know, this neighborhood's coming up now. I think I should get more. Do you ever get into a situation like that, where the valuation really has to be a little bit flexible?
Of course, and you could say that, to them. You know, the market changes every day, but right now, this is what the houses are selling for.
Right.
So do you want to wait for the house to increase in value, or do you want to list now?
So that could really make a difference
Sure
whether
it
you're
could.
gonna take it or not.
You're like a C, right? Personality?
Okay.
Mhm.
So call it. Yeah, I've been trapped by Dan.
Okay.
Well, he did a thing to me where I had to go up in front of the class, and I had to figure out who he was. He was a straight dig. I had to blow him out of the water. I mean, it was pathetic for me. My mind is going like, whoa, what? You have 30 seconds.
Exactly. And you'll get them. And as long as you can identify them,
Yeah,
it makes your job a whole lot easier. A whole lot easier.
it's helped my personal life. I finally know what the problem is with my wife.
Well, she found the problem.
So she's a D.
No, she's actually an S.
Okay, so she's more of a people person. and-
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I should have known that there are 80,000 photographs of grandchildren reaching for a cereal bowl. So I should have known
Uh-huh.
that this has really helped.
You know what, that's a very good point. If you're questioning what people are, look at, when you walk in the door, you can pretty much picture an I or an IS by the amount of family photos, the ones where it's covered an entire wall.
Yeah.
You know, they got memories of this and memories of that and blah, 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 blah. That's an I.
She shows
That is an I and a half.
I like twice.
Any other questions? All right, go sell some houses.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.